GamingFreak.com. Hello! Welcome again to another fitting video. So last time we covered the Amarr Assault. This time I'm going to cover the Amarr Logistics. Hopefully get through all of the suits that I use. So let's start. Okay, so we've got the prototype suit first. So I like to keep the weapons prototype if I can, as much as possible. So here I'm going to use the Visium Scrambler rifle, which I will find momentarily. Here we go, Visium Scrambler rifle. It is quite heavy on the power grid and CPU, but especially on the power grid. I like to use the Flaylock, as you've seen in my videos. I'll try and fit the core as much as possible. Normally when I'm running with a squad, if I'm the Logi, I'll run an enhanced shield extender because I suck at shields right now. But also with this fit, you got to focus more on the armor tanking, if anything. I'm not a big fan. I like to have a lot of damage when I'm shooting people as much as I can. So hence the complex light damage mods. Recently I've switched this fit up a bit, but what I'll show you right now is the 20 reps a second fit that can be quite useful. It can be quite fun to run as well, because people just don't expect your armor to rep so quickly, especially if you can duck behind cover and allow your armor to rep. So here we go, complex armor plates times 2 complex reps. So if you've got all the skills to 5, which you should if you're fitting the Proto Logi and the complex armor reps, what you'll find is, as you can see on the right here, you've got 20.62 armor reps a second. It's because you get 5 base from getting Logi to 5. You get 5 from each of the armor reps, but then you also get a 50% bonus, because you get 25% from the skill and 25% from the logistics suit skill towards your armor rep amount. So 20.62 is quite nice for the Amarr Logi. This is more of a solo assault fit. So I like to fit the M1 Locust Grenade and then Nano Hives. I try to fit the best I can. So in this case I would go for a Nano Hive and then replace this with the Specialist Flaylock pistol. So this is quite a bit of a solo fit. So you got 185 shield, 522 armor, 17 HP a second shield recharge and 20.62 armor recharge. You are quite slow, however, but that armor recharge does help significantly. Now if we want to switch this up a bit more, what I would do is switch out the complex rep for a complex plate and switch out a complex plate for an enhanced kinetic catalyzer. You then want to apologies there, it's enhanced plates if I remember correctly. Those of you who've watched my previous videos, you'll notice I've deleted some fittings because there's a lot of changes coming, so I'm gonna force myself to have a completely blank slate. So here this scanner's a bit too much on the power grid and CPU. So it's maybe better to have something else, like a proper Nano Hive, like the K2, and then an nanite injector, especially if you're running in a squad. So this is quite a nice fit for survivability and damage. Again, if you want to switch this up and just rely on the the basic reps, the 5 reps a second, you can do that. And what I've been running recently is a very different Logi fit. You can also fit Amarr reps to this, but I prefer to be a more of a utility Logi where I fit the scanners and stuff like that. So, but it depends on your game style. So here, if I show you what I've been fitting recently, as a kind of if you watch my solo video, which I'll link at the end, you'll be able to see what I mean. Here we've got the basic and militia do the same thing. I'll just put the basic for power grid and CPU. Then you switch out the kinetic catalyzer for the complex dampener, which frees up a huge amount of space. So then I replace the shield extender with a complex light damage mod, and then get rid of this nano hive and replace it with the A45 quantum active scanner. Then I replace the nanite injector with a nano hive, ideally the X3, and then I switch the final slot, I add in drop up links. Okay, I think if I remember correctly actually that I used the K2 for the power grid and CPU purposes. So let me just grab that a second and replace this. Okay, so then we add drop up links to this fit, of which you can add here you can add a stable drop up link, or in my other fit here, which is the same fit, what I've done, instead of fitting the 3rd damage mod, which you can in that one, but recently I've been running this. That was the one I used before I progressed to this fit, which is the range, the precision enhancer. The advanced is what I use. Gonna work that up to complex, and so here it allows you to use the N11A flux drop up link, which is awesome. It allows you to put 2 down and have a 7-second spawn time on this fit, which is not bad for an assault kind of Logi fit. However, post 1.8, this fit may not be the same and probably won't be the same. So you'll maybe have to level the skill up instead, so you can remove the basic range amplifier and add a complex rep in there, which might be a close fit, but we'll have to see. Okay, so that's the proto Logi. Just going to delete this one. So then if we go for the advanced Logis, what you'll see is it's quite different. I don't use it in the same way. I don't use it as an assault as much. I tend to use it as a more of a squad Logi. So here I stick with the advanced stuff purely for power grid and CPU purposes, as you'll see in a second. So I put on the CRW-4 scrambler rifle, and again the specialist flaylock. I then go for the shield extender and the 2 complex damage mods. As you can see here. Then following this, I like to either go for complex armor plates, but normally I stick with 1 complex armor rep and two enhanced plates. Sorry, chose the wrong one there. The reason being is just the power grid and CPU can really be an issue on these fits, even though I've maxed out that stuff in general. So replace this with a M1. It doesn't leave you much room or much to be desired. So here you've got a 12.81 reps a second, 467 HP. It's not completely ideal in that respect, and you can only really fit a nanite injector. But on some of my other fits with this, other than a nanite injector, I also fit a repair tool. It's just more of a basic repair tool, just to give that random who's running around a bit of extra hit points when they've got the buffer on. In which case I replace that with the complex armor plates and remove an enhanced and replace that with something different, like profile dampener or a range amplifier. Normally I try and fit the enhanced, but for this fit, again, the power grid is just not possible. So I normally go for the profile dampener recently. I normally go for the profile dampener, which is helpful. It's a surprising amount of survivability. Plus, with me having Logi to 5, I already get the reps. So in this case, as you can see already the power grid and CPU at the lower levels really hits hard and makes it much harder to be completely of use. But if you put on a complex profile dampener, it frees up a lot of space. We can put in a third slot, something quite basic. A compact nano hive, for example, or that's it, just a compact nano hive. I haven't used these in a while, so please forgive my forgetfulness on that. Okay, and then the final suit which I don't use is the basic frame. I've never really used it. Not sure if I own one. I think I own 11. Wow. Okay, so here I would generally tend to go for the enhanced shield extender and the complex damage mod if I could, which we might have to come back and review, the standard scrambler rifle, and then the standard flaylock pistol as well. So your scrambler rifle, flaylock pistol, standard locust grenade, and then here I just have simply the repair tool, and nanite injector. It's a very basic fit, this fit, but I mean it is a pretty basic frame. So here what I'll try and put as much HP on this as possible, purely so for the survivability element of this suit. So enhanced armor plates are not enough. You could try and fit other kinds of plates, but I'm thinking basic armor plates are going to have to be your friend in this case, with 85 armor. This will allow us actually to potentially upgrade this weapon, so we could have the advanced potentially. Oh, we can't on the power grid, that's the only issue, in which case we can then upgrade the sidearm instead, or even the shield extension possibly. So we could replace the sidearm with the specialist, but we need not use the specialist because we got enough space. And we can upgrade this to an M1 locust grenade, and we can probably even upgrade the nanite injector to an advanced nanite injector. So the benefits here are that you can do a bit more damage with grenades. You've got enough HP to be fairly survivable, and can put a good bit of damage downrange, but not as much compared to the other suits, and still be a useful asset for a team with the very basic suit. Bear in mind I do have the power grid and CPU skills that are maxed out, except for the optimization skill of the scrambler rifle and flaylock, of course, but you know, work towards those eventually. Okay, so that's all of the logistics suits actually, guys, except for the Templar, but I don't really use the Templar Logi. If I do, I use it with the laser rifle, but this is more of my display suit that I like to use when I walk around. I use the Templar Assaults if I'm going to actually just mess around and test things. So that's the fits that I use. Okay guys, thank you very much. Thank you for watching, and if you did enjoy the videos or you like my other videos as well, please remember to like, favorite and subscribe to support the series. And if you want to see anything else, any other games, any other Dust style videos, let me know, and we'll see if we can get to it. Okay guys, thank you, bye.